The AudioToolshed Digital Finesse might be the most precise and tweakable resonance suppressor I've reviewed so far. The precision and its controls also make that Finesse is, in my opinion, not suited for beginners or novices who have little to no experience with resonance suppressors. Let me explain you why. At first impression, this plugin seems pretty straightforward, and it is. You get 4 main controls that are all linked to the main screen. We'll get into that in a minute. Depth is how much suppression is applied. Bands is the precision control. Higher values will give you smaller notches, lower values wider ones. Timing sets how quickly the resonance suppression kicks in and releases as well. As you can see, with higher settings, the plugin holds the EQ dips for longer. Guard is a threshold that lets you set when the suppression kicks in, so you can set that subtle changes don't get affected while big resonant peaks get reduced. These alone will give you broadband resonance suppression behavior. But it is how you control things that will get you into the advanced territory. Depth, timing and guard are all linked to the main screen, and you can adjust the curves of each of these. What these curves actually do is different for each of these controls. For instance, for depth, you set where in the frequency spectrum the plugin processes. This is what you get with basically all resonance suppressors. The difference is in how you set the curve. It does not work like an EQ with bands and width, but you draw a curve by setting a point and adjust the depth and location. This already gives a very precise way to pinpoint which exact frequencies you want suppressed. The guard curve sets the threshold. You can let the plugin work on subtle resonances in the higher frequencies, but ignore the subtle changes in the low end, or vice versa. When you play with this setting, you can also change nicely from resonance suppression to a more multi-band compression type of effect. Let me show you with the higher mid-range of this vocal. Pay attention how it sounds more controlled after using the plugin.
Do I know your name? Have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before? You knew I know your name, have I seen your face before?
Timing is a big one. With this one you control how the plugin reacts to the resonances per band over the entire frequency spectrum. If you like this breakdown so far, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little like button. If you need to split the revenue of your releases with multiple collaborators, DistroKid has splits. This enables you to, very simply, split the revenue you make. Add as many collaborators for a release you want and decide how much of the cake they get in percentages. On top of that, you can set recoupments as well, so if you agree on a fixed fee instead of royalties, this is the way to do that. Get 7% off of your first year with DistroKid by using the link in the description. Now a few more real-time examples. Let me use Finesse to reduce the resonance on this next drum loop. The resonance happens in the snare. I prefer to start with the delta function to pinpoint the frequency. Let me adjust the settings and curves. Finesse gets rid of this resonance efficiently without smothering the overall drum sound, which is exactly what you want. The original snare resonance is also not constant. A fixed EQ band would have not worked. Here's a synth. It has an overly resonant mid-range. Let me tweak. If you pay attention, you can hear how much of an effect the timing control has on the sound. It can almost work like an envelope shaper. Now when you do adjustments, it's easy to keep an eye on the green line. This one shows the actual suppression happening. And even though the curves of the individual parameters seem to be heavy-handed at times, the actual processing can be rather subtle. The plugin can work in left, right and mid-side mode, and you can change how the plugin works on each channel. The ReTilt function will compensate for the changes you have made, both in level as in frequencies. Sound-wise, Finesse sounds good and transparent, unless you go really heavy-handed, which is to be expected. It helps that this plugin works with minimum phase filters and claims to preserve transients and phase coherence. The CPU usage is remarkably good. On my system it was under 2%, but it does come with a high latency of 6144 samples because of that. That's 128 milliseconds at 48 kHz. There's a lot to tweak and adjust in the settings like size. Even frame rate can be changed. The pricing is rather steep, but it still is a lot cheaper than Soothe 2, and this plugin is at least at the same level and offers this in-depth control. If you are on the lookout for a serious resonance suppressor with fantastic control, Finesse should be on your shortlist. Finesse has a demo, so go check it out and find out if it fits in your audio toolshed.